Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Google Hangout. I am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Yeah, what's up, yo?
Not a whole lot. This coming weekend is going to be the first weekend that I'm not going to a convention.
It's sad. I think you should just make one up. Have like the Ultra Confusion Invitational 2013.
As much as
This
I would love to do that, there's actually a convention that's happening in Columbia, South Carolina.
you're not
It's
going to be
called
there?
RoundCon.
Hmm.
Ultra Confusion is actually trying to get into RoundCon for 2014. We didn't know about it until it's too late, so we
You know what you should do? You should just crash the party.
I wish.
Should I show up and have like your own like little forum on the side? Like have like a little one like outside? Be like, come here, guys, come on, let's do it.
As much as I would love to do that, it's not going to happen because the wife is going out of town this weekend, so I've got Brody duty.
I guess bring Brody with you to South Carolina. What could go wrong?
I am not subjecting my child to con crud this
It
early in his
works in the
life.
movies.
Con crud, it kills. But speaking of conventions, real quick, Ultra Confusion has one more convention this year. This one is going to happen in October. That, of course, is Siege. That is brought to you by the Georgia Game Developers Association.
Very nice.
As it stands right now, I believe that we will be giving our panel one more time. That, of course, is the destruction of the game industry as we know it. So be on the lookout for that.
Mhm.
We have already put in our application for Canuga, which is the convention that happens up in Chattanooga in February.
Very nice.
We, of course, will be giving you the destruction of the game industry as we know it, and maybe another one. Of course, we'll also be trying to get a fan table there because it's awesome to have a fan table so that you have a place for everybody to meet and chit chat.
Very
Um,
nice.
to all those individuals who met us at MonsterCon, thank you for stopping by. It was a lot of fun. I apologize for the. Sorry, my nose is like itchy as crazy. I've been out.
Allergies?
Yeah, I've been grilling today, so like the smoke's all up my nose. Um,
That's rough,
thank
man.
you, thank you for coming out and visiting us at MonsterCon. We apologize that the panels were not the best for sound, but hopefully Jesse and I spoke loud enough that everybody heard us.
So
Real quick, huh?
at that con, who actually did the sound? Like,
There
in
was
the
no
actual.
sound.
Oh, so you just kind of yelled.
Yes.
Oh.
So there was basically it was like the PA announcer
Mhm.
system, and that was it. And they tried to only use that. See, okay, so let's try to make this story a little short here. But MonsterCon 2013 was supposed to happen at the Hilton Greenfield. It was changed a week before it was supposed to happen. Um, they had to do a change of venue. They ended up at Timmons Arena on Furman University's campus. So they didn't have any audio visual equipment ready for it. They kind of threw things together. Furman was very nice to help them get to use the Timmons Arena, and they're going to use the same venue next year. Hopefully, they'll iron out the majority of the kinks because they'll have enough time to get everything into place.
Makes sense.
So yeah, all the panels, panel 2 and panel 3 actually changed locations. They swapped locations on the second day, and so there were people constantly getting lost trying to get to the panels. Everything was in the exact same place. It was all inside the basketball arena.
Okay.
They just kind of like segmented stuff slightly. There's no walls or anything. It's just they put like a table with and pulled some bleachers out and threw it in the way corner. They put some tables and some chairs out on the middle of the basketball floor, and then up in like one of the dark corners up on the what do you call it? Like the walkway.
The catway. Catwalk.
Yeah, that's not a catwalk. It's where everybody moves, and that's also where the vendors were. All the fan tables were down on the court level.
So it's not like we think of where it's like a convention center where you have like room A and B and C.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
If that was what was going to happen at the Hilton, but because of the change of venue, they, you know, they basically played with what they had.
Right on.
But it was still, it's still a good convention. We saw a bunch of people. We Showed off the Ouya to a shit ton of people. Um,
That's weird.
we showed off a couple of games that people might be interested in. If you are interested in those games, for a list of them, go to Alter Confusion. I wrote up a small little piece on MonsterCon and a list of the games that we were playing. In the near future, sometime this weekend, Jesse and I will sit down and reminisce about MonsterCon in more detail.
Very nice.
So we're hopefully going to be at Canuga, which is going to be in Chattanooga in February. That is
And
actually
that
being
just makes me laugh. Like, who came up with that name? Like, we're in Chattanooga. Let's make a name like
Canuga.
Chattanooga for our con.
Well,
You might as well
it's
call it
really
like,
easy.
yeah, the next con we could call it like Lanta. If it's in Atlanta, it'd be like the same thing. Chatalanta.
Anyways, I mean, so in all honesty, Ultra Confusion is probably going to be speaking at, if everything goes according to plan, next year, 2014. We'll be talking at Canuga. We'll be talking at AndoCon. We'll be talking at MonsterCon, at RoundCon, which is in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, MomoCon, which is in March. That's in Atlanta.
That's
And
another one too, isn't it?
Siege. Of course, there's always a small possibility that we will be talking at DragonCon, but I'm not holding out hope.
Can't hurt to try.
Actually, I still don't even. We submitted a panel idea to DragonCon and requested a fan table. We haven't heard anything,
It
and
seems
they're
like
like,
all
"Yeah,
the
we're still
cons.
working on it."
Seems like all the cons you're talking about, at least that you've gone to, it seems
Yeah.
like it's a very condensed schedule.
Yes, a lot. Well, a lot of the conventions want to try to get summer or close to school
Hmm.
when everybody's back, and they need that last break before they throw
Makes sense.
themselves back into school. So yeah, but Canuga is in February. MomoCon is in March. I swear to God, I feel like I went to another one, but whatever. Anyways, there's a ton of conventions. When we learn what conventions we'll be at, either as just attendees or as people who have a fan table or panelists, we of course will let all of the Alter Confusion fans know about it. All right.
Maybe one of
Little
these years I'll make it to one.
yes, one of these years you go.
If you make it to like say like as far as at like St. Louis, I can make it there.
Well, see, I've got to
Is that-
drive to the location.
Well, no, that's why St. Louis. It's just about a 12-hour drive for both of us.
Yeah, or
It's
maybe there's one that can happen in Charlotte. That's a pretty cheap plane ticket.
I like St. Louis because you can drive. Just
I
think
could
about
drive to Charlotte.
it.
I can't really
Hello.
drive to. I can't really drive.
Hello.
I can't really drive to St. Louis. I mean, I can, but I would have to take a shit ton of time off to do that.
That's true.
Because when we have tables at conventions, I want to be there from start until finish, so that we get to talk to as many people as possible, talk about video games, all that stuff.
I hear you.
All right, so let's move into some stuff. First of all, we did have a question before we came on, and that of course was, if are we doing any more conventions this year? And our answer that was we're going to do Siege. That is in Atlanta. I cannot remember the name of the hotel, but if you go to ggda.org, you can find out all the information there.
Now, you've been to Siege a couple of times, haven't you?
I've been 4 straight years.
Nice.
This will be the first time that I'll potentially have a fan table and a panel.
Good times, good times.
Indeed. I'm still very curious to see who the keynote speaker is going to be. That'd be very interesting. Oh, another bit of housekeeping for everybody out there. Alter Confusion is actually going to be doing some interviews coming up soon. We have one of the gentlemen from, I'm going to butcher the company, so I apologize, but Falcon. It's a sword. It's FALC. Oh my gosh, HION. I think Falchion. Whatever. Falchick, whatever.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. They're one of the gentlemen behind the game, Go to Hell Dave, is going to take time out of his busy schedule from the UK to sit down with me and do a teleconference call so that we can chit chat about his game and his company and Kickstarter and a bunch of other stuff. We've
Falcha.
yeah. Uh,
Falcha.
we've also lined up an interview with a gentleman by the name of Burton Posey. He is the man behind a iOS game called Robots Love Ice Cream of Ado Games. He is another Kickstarter. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a hold of him until September because he's basically splitting his time between Robots Love Ice Cream and another project. So, and then
Gotcha.
I also reached out to High Res to see if I could talk to one of the artists that I know there, but unfortunately, they're about to crank out a bunch more stuff for Smite, which really doesn't come as that big of a surprise. I know that they're going to try to have a huge tournament at PAX, so I'm sure that they're going to throw quite a few curveballs from now until PAX. Unfortunately, we won't have a face-to-face interview, but I've sent them all my interview questions. Hopefully, I'll get a response on all of them, and then I, of course, can give it to you, the fans of Ultra Confusion.
So totally off topic.
Yes,
But
sir.
speaking of PAX, what do you think the chance is that there's a huge, gigantic Firefall booth at PAX again?
I'd count on it. Well, um, is Gamecom the same time as PAX? Because they're going to be at Gamecom, which is in Germany. Um, so if that's the same date, then no.
Um, hmm. There's a couple of game cons apparently.
This one's in Cologne, Germany.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one in Germany. They don't make it easy.
Yes.
I have to look because like you look for GameCon and all you see are like gaming conventions. You need to look for GameCon and it's like one in like not around here. It's in Memphis. I'm like that doesn't help.
No. Okay.
Whatever.
So speaking of Firefall, the CEO of Red 5 Studios has emailed all the individuals who took part in the open beta or have previously been put on their mailing list and basically openly apologized for all the issues that have been occurring with their servers.
You
These
know,
issues have,
it's
huh?
open beta though. Sorry.
I know, but these issues have revolved around um, uh, logging into the game, the story-based 5-man instance, which is the Blackwater anomaly one.
I've never come close to making two.
I've never gotten close to the Black.
I've heard it's actually pretty cool though.
I've been to one of the melding pockets.
I'm not sure.
You got to build an arc fold,
Mm-hmm.
which takes for fucking ever because you need 40,000 of a specific of 4 different elements.
Is it like a team effort or did you do that on your own?
No, you got to do it on your own.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore, yo.
Yep. The uh, the garage has been having all kinds of freaking issues. I've had quite a few issues where I try to equip stuff and then it doesn't take when you exit out. The drop ships have finally returned,
Woo!
and the tutorials have apparently been unstuck because I keep getting stuck. Like when I started playing, oh, I see Rose in the background.
Oh yeah, there she is. Say hi to my cat, people.
Rose, what are you
She's not even
doing?
calling on my head this time.
Um, one of the biggest issues I had right off the bat was that I accidentally bought the they give you these like free Copacabana bucks
Yep.
to buy a SMG gun,
Yep.
and I did it before they actually asked me to. So
Nice.
they're like, you need to buy an SMG gun. I'm like, I've already got one. They're like, oh, you need to buy an SMG gun. I'm like, so I have 3 of them.
I had that too. I just had to log out and log back in and it fixed it.
Yes, that has solved a lot of my issues personally. Was logging out and then logging back in.
The only thing that annoyed me was, did you get the There's a sin nearby. Go find it. There's a sin nearby. Go find it. There's a sin tower nearby. Go find it.
What, it just keep repeating?
Yeah, like it made it sound like I hadn't found all the sin towers. It
Uh-huh.
was driving me nuts because like I think I found them all. And it's like there's a sin tower over there. I'm like I've already been over there. So like I flew around for like hours trying to find this mysterious sin tower that didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like you said, the quest line was a little bit bugged.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To be honest with you, I would love to see a little bit. If you go to an Ares mission and you die,
Mm-hmm.
when I pull up the map, I want more information on that specific Ares quest. So when I'm cursoring over it, I can remember, okay, that's the one I was at. Give me more information for ones I've actually investigated.
Or the thing that drives me nuts is, okay, say you go to an Ares quest, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, say, especially if it's like a multi-people Ares quest,
Mm-hmm.
well, there could already be people inside. But if you show up late to the party, guess what? Well, first off, the spawn rate is absolutely ridiculous in that game.
Yep.
So much like you happen to go in with other people, you're going to get caught behind and there's no way to get to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that part really frustrates me. Like, I like how it's just almost like you almost freely form parties in the game without really needing to, because you just kind of get together and it works. But there's just not enough cohesion because like that insanely fast spawn rate.
Yep.
So if you don't make it to the party as they're entering in, usually it's like some kind of cavern or something.
Right.
Then you're going to kind of get left behind and never catch up with them.
You want to talk about insanely fast spawn rates? You got to talk about the random melding patch that you go into after you've defeated the tornado.
Oh, good gosh.
Holy crap.
That's just not right. I think they do that I wonder if they actually do that on purpose, though. Like, if the whole intent is almost to see, like, I almost feel like the post-tornado thing, it's almost like a challenge to see, like, how long can you hold out against, like, the horde of minions. That's what it feels like.
Well, I actually lasted really freaking long, and they actually are like, you need to go here to exit. And then the melding just closed in and killed me. I'm like, oh, ball.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the post-tornado thing, like, I've actually kind of given up on it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. One of the other bugs I just experienced was that I couldn't actually go into that area after.
I've had that happen a couple times too.
I've been playing the Nighthawk, which is like if you've leveled up your recon enough, you gain enough pilot points, you can unlock the Nighthawk.
Dang, you have to quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But the crazy thing is that I'm using a sniper rifle, so I could be like way the fuck far away, and I could be taking out a shit ton of people for a quest, but it doesn't register me.
Is it because you're too far away?
Yeah. You would think that if I've mowed down 8 of these guys who are part of this mission, that I would get some credit for it, but no. Not unless I have to run in and grab the ammo, and then it's like, oh, you're within 100 yards of this, so you now have credit for it.
Speaking of, the whole ammo thing does kind of bug me. Because some classes go through ammo very, very quickly.
Yep.
And the problem is, it's like the ammo drops from, NPCs you kill.
Yep.
So at that point, it also becomes like a death race to see who can run to the ammo first. Even if, like, in the middle of a firefight or something, sometimes you just have to, like, run to the middle of a fight just to pick. I wish, like, if you picked up, like, ammo that it wasn't like a one for all. Like you picked up ammo and like for me it would still be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of like if you always have like the heavy guy, I forget like the Marauder and he's like in the front line. Well, he's probably gonna be picking up all the damn ammo. So like that part annoys me. Where like is the ammo like I don't mind having ammo, but I wish there was a better mechanism for getting ammo to people in the back lines.
Right.
Because like I'm an engineer, so I'm gonna be in the back laying down turrets and cover fire. I'm not going to be in the front lines.
Right.
So that's what I think the game has really great potential. There's just some little things that I hope get fleshed out.
Right.
Is what it comes down to.
Right.
And if those things get fleshed out, yeah, I would probably play the game. So I don't know. One of these days, I haven't played for probably about a month now.
I've been playing it every single day.
Nice.
For like
what do
3
you usually,
to 4 hours every day.
So curious, what do you actually usually? Because it seemed like when I was playing the game, it's either build a Go Find a Thumper or Go Find an Ares mission.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else new in the game I'm missing, or did you just kind of fly around doing that stuff?
I run around. Well, they added daily quests, so
Oh, they
you
did.
so
Okay.
you gain. So they give you 3 quests, and once you complete it, you get a special drop box that has like it usually has crystite, maybe a rare resource, and then some random item.
Okay.
That's usually a component for your battle frame or whatever.
Gotcha.
So I do that a lot, and then I just I kind of just run around because there are chances of you actually finding Ares missions before they're actually posted.
Hmm.
Because you'll be like running close, and it's like, oh, I see someone over there, and you're like, okay, so I go over there.
Okay.
Um, I have not done the motorcycle race thing because that is bullshit. I can't. There is one quest. I don't understand it. It's like the How Gang or Home Gang technology quest. You go right outside Sunken Harbor, and it's like you have to find the pirates before they ship all this stuff. I sat there for 20 minutes. Nothing happens. I don't know what the I'm doing.
Hmm.
Anyways, yes. So it is a lot of grind, and actually, I like running around and finding the little mineral deposits and blowing them up.
Yeah.
And then you've got the random item boxes that just appear in random places. And if you open those up, you get more crystite. If you're lucky enough, you find the one that looks like a coffin, then you can get some extra stuff out of that too.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm just more of like a running around explorer, but I refuse to join any squads. And that pisses a lot of people off. They're like, join my squad. I'm like, dude, we're doing the same mission. It's not going to help.
It really doesn't make a difference.
It
'Cause, like,
doesn't. It
if there's
doesn't.
healing from like whatever, you're gonna get the same kind of area of effect as everybody else,
Yeah.
regardless of being in a squad or not. Yeah.
Now I'd understand if friendly fire was turned off unless you're in the squad, then yes, I will join your squad.
That'd be
Because
interesting.
chances are bullets are going to be flying by my head because I have to stand stark still to shoot my sniper rifle because it shoots once and there's like a 2 second delay before I can shoot again. That's not that big, but
But yeah,
it
it feels like
feels
that in
forever.
game. Like it feels like forever though.
Yeah,
It's like why it's taking so long to reload. It's like half a second,
yeah,
but it feels like ever.
yep.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So for speaking of MMOs and founder programs, if you decided to put down the big money for Firefall um, founders program, good for you.
It's almost like
Um,
kickstarting.
they of course have closed that because now that the open beta is happening, which I think is, I mean, I understand, but at the same time, now that I'm really into the game, this is when I would want to be in the founders program. I understand
Yeah,
that.
that. Well, it's funny you say it's almost like last week when we were talking about Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Video games and that idea for me. Like I don't want to kickstart a game I've never seen.
right,
And
absolutely.
kind of like you're saying, I'm more inclined to give money to a game that I've played. And I'm like, okay, this is fun, and
Yeah,
I can.
yeah, exactly. But speaking of founder programs, there is a new DC Universe game out there. It's not DC Universe. It's called Infinite Crisis. They're accepting uh, founders right now for their game. If, of course, you sign up for the founders program, you have immediate access to the closed beta. Um,
Is that your thing making noise or mine?
what noise?
I'm hearing this like woohoo thing.
I think people are
Oh,
just excited.
never mind.
Is your cat?
It's no, it's happy people.
What?
I'll explain later.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, if you're interested in becoming a founder for Infinite Crisis, which is based off of the DC universe, go to their website. We've got a link up on our website to give you the information of for signing up, and also it gives you the 3 breakdowns. I think it's like I could be wrong, but I think it's like 20, 50, and $100.
Okay,
And
here's
then
the thing that gets me. It's like, okay, when it comes to this whole like pre-founders, it's another name for Kickstarter as far as I'm concerned.
right,
It's kind of funny, like a small, especially even smaller game company
Mhm.
like an independent developer. I get it. We're talking like the DC comic universe. We have this like established, intellectual property.
Right.
I don't know. I feel really weird about this whole like founders idea when you come to something bigger like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. But the
And
same,
that's just kind of I don't know.
but at the same token, I mean, it's going to be free to play. So what they're doing is they're trying to hedge their bets by seeing what kind of response they're going to get when you throw that out there, and they're also going to gain a lot of money up front to help make it as pretty as possible before everybody gets in.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I
really what it is. I mean,
I still don't know. It
and
just
but
I kind of rubs me the wrong way for some reason.
right, and to be honest with you, I totally understand. I mean, DC is a very well known franchise. I'm a Marvel person myself, but I know there's a lot of DC fans out there. And then also, Turbine is the studio that's doing this, and of course, Turbine's got Lord of the Rings online. It's got Dungeons and Dragons online. They've got another one. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Yeah, they've done quite a few.
So I mean, they know their shit, okay? But at the same time, I mean, they have turned all of their once upon a time um, subscription based services over to free to play, and
Oh
hell,
yeah.
I mean, it's working very well. So
Well, World of Warcraft is really basically only.
Eve, Eve, and World of Warcraft.
Oh, Eve. I forgot about Eve.
Yeah.
So those are really the only two. Is Eve really an MMO, or is it more like a persistent spreadsheet game?
Okay, see, no,
Actually,
it is
apparently this
it is
week.
it is an MMO. It's considered an MMO that you play while playing another game.
This year they had the biggest battle in Eve history this week. It was
I,
between. Okay, I don't play Eve, but I find the politics interesting of
oh
it.
my god, it's awesome.
Basically, it was so you had the Test Alliance, which is
Mhm.
basically from Reddit, and then you had I forget the name of the other one. It's three initials. I forget what it is, but basically
Mhm.
it's originated I think from something awful.
Mhm.
And basically I don't know the whole subculture well enough, but basically Testa's leadership basically fell apart, and apparently they just lost like all of like their space in the span of like 4 hours or something. They just got like obliterated, and
Right.
so whatever the something awful alliance is apparently now just they just own the game as far as like the nullsec area goes.
Well, right. I mean, and there's so much unique and interesting things that happen in Eve. Now, of course, that always riles me up. I'm like, yeah, let's play Eve. I'm going to play Eve. The thing is, I will never actually get to physically experience any of this stuff because the majority of the stuff is happening in areas that my ship, as soon as it goes to the jump gate, would just go
But a lot of the stuff it happens. I guess one of
zero
my favorite
space.
questions. The most powerful stuff that happens in Eve isn't in the client itself.
Right.
It's over like message boards or Jabber or whatever chat program people are using
Yeah.
nowadays. So that's kind of like it's almost like the majority of like the real Eve PvP type stuff. It's not happening in game. It's all happening like behind the scenes.
Right.
Which I mean, it's pretty cool. It's just yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a different take on MMOs for people who don't want the Let's face it, how many of them are basically built in the mold of the fantasy dragons and swords and sorcery? Like 99% of them.
Right. Well, I mean, it's because World of Warcraft continues to do so well, so they figured that they'll be able to, ride on the coattails for a little bit, gain a little bit of money before people are like, this is not as good as WoW, and then they go back to WoW.
Well,
Let's be
I don't know.
honest.
A lot of the games have been gaining traction.
Well, right, because I mean, almost every single game is now free to play, so now
Yeah.
people are like, well, WoW might be better, but I have to pay $14.99 a month. And that's what it is now, right?
Yeah. Well, that and I think WoW. I mean, they're on. I think it was really when the expansion of the Panda Express came out.
Shut the
People were,
Panda Express. It's Mist of Pandaria Panda Express. Now you're making me hungry.
they're finally building one in town. Thank God.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I've heard a lot of people who've come from WoW after the Panda expansion came out, and it's just kind of I don't know. They just
Well, I think they've really just run out of ideas. I mean, at this point,
well, yeah.
they've chosen a miscellaneous NPC race that kind of was in World of Warcraft 3, just so they could continue to give out expansions.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it continues to make money hand over fist.
Oh,
Of
right.
course, you get figure to milk the gravy train.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they ever how when are they eventually gonna announce an actual new MMO?
And what will be contained in an MMO? Are they going to continue in the World of Warcraft vein, or are they going to try something different? Are they going to try original IP, or are we going to see the birth of a StarCraft MMO?
See, how long has that been rumored?
Forever and a day. I mean,
Basically, since World of Warcraft came out.
right next to StarCraft Ghost, which is has been canceled and won't come out, but there's still rumors about it being made.
Well, it's kind of like you had the original ones that they called it the Titan Project, which was supposed to be World of Warcraft 2 or whatever it's going to be, but that basically got shit canned too.
Not technically.
Well, not shit, almost restarted from scratch. Not
Right.
totally, but very revamped and kind of, let's reboot this, guys. We don't like where it's going.
Well, to be honest with you, I think that unfortunately a lot of the issues that Blizzard is running into right now is because of their merger with Activision. Activision is basically saying, look, we are a multi-platform company. We don't release just to the PC. To make this work, you need to put your best stuff on multiple platforms. So you're seeing Diablo 3 come out for the next generation consoles, I think now. I don't think they're coming out for the PlayStation 3 or 360. But are we honest with you? Diablo 1 did not work. And I'm sure that they'll, fix it. I mean, they've simplified a lot of the stuff, so you're not having to do potion management and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I still think that there's going to be an issue with that transition. And then, of course, I mean, your console's always online, so you don't have that issue.
This is true. You can't argue against that one too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good point. Is when Blizzard comes out with WoW 2, I'm just going to call it that for now.
Yeah.
Is EA, like you said, are they going to require them to make it multi-platform? And in a way, it's kind of like, obviously, I'm not some big time executive over a spreadsheet, but it almost seems like that's a little bit short-sighted. And when you look at how successful World of Warcraft has been, and the number of subscribers and the millions and billions of, I wonder if it's been billions, millions of dollars that's been brought in. I mean, it's a lot.
Oh, they've made billions of dollars.
I mean, look at all the money that's brought in. Why would you break that mold and potentially wreck the entire franchise by requiring it being on all three consoles? Because I'm not including the Wii. I'm saying the PC, the Xbox, and the PS4.
I think we can safely say that the Wii U is dead. It's unfortunate, but the reality is, if you look at the sales numbers, the Wii is still keeping pace with the Wii U. That's not a good thing. Okay. To be honest with you, the Wii is basically being bought by retirement homes right now, and the Wii U is being bought by, I have no idea.
I mean, the big question is from here is what can. I think Nintendo, they do great things. We saw it with the Wii, obviously, when they came out with that. Their portable device systems have been obviously pretty damn awesome over the years. I think Nintendo can still keep up with the Benjamins with Microsoft and Sony, but they really have to do something with the next console that they come out with to really. And I have no idea what that is. If I did, I'd be making millions of dollars working for Nintendo. But they really got to do something to really get back into the race.
We've got a visitor who's going by the name of Alt Demon, and he has just pointed out that according to reports, the Wii U is actually finally turning a profit. So
finally turning a profit.
Yeah, I see. You would want that within the first couple months, though.
To turn a profit.
Oh, sorry, she. My bad. She.
Look how long it took the 360 to turn a profit. That was subsidized forever by Microsoft.
Well, Microsoft could take the hit. They basically sold it. And the PlayStation 4 is going to be, that Sony's going to be. Oh, yeah, awesome. I'm sorry. Alt Team is actually the girl that I met at MonsterCon who showed off this really funny-ass bowling game for the iPad called Dead Balls. Okay. It's like the bowling pins are like they're possessed by like a zombie spirit, and they start moving around. And so you throw the ball, and then you got to try to bring the ball back. But while you're doing that, you're trying to knock down as many pins, and of course you still got all your bowling frames and whatnot.
As the pins are moving?
Yeah, well, they kind of just shuffle, like zombies do.
It sounds like bowling while you're drunk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except that it would be like bowling while you're drunk with one of those, when you're a little kid, you had, and you couldn't find anyone to throw the baseball with you. So you had that thing that ties around your arm, and then it's like you throw the ball on a string, and then you kind of zap it back, and it pops right back in your hand. It's kind of like that.
Tetherball.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
No, I never had that. I never played baseball because I was the kid who couldn't hold on to the bat when I swung. I was that kid. Everybody hid behind the bushes when I was up to bat.
Hey, all I have to say is that you did score 11 points in a championship basketball game. Okay.
That was pretty intense. It's like the highlight of my life 20 years ago.
Okay. So let's talk about some other games. Let's actually talk about the games that you've been playing, Zealeus. So what games have you been playing?
I actually dove back into Rift this week.
Holy shit! Because
I
of
know,
expansion,
I love that kid.
Did you do it because of expansion or just because you wanted to get back into the action?
I just decided to give it a kick up and kind of see where I was at. It's kind of funny because I was very heavily involved in the guild I played in back in the day. Well, it really was like 3 or 4 guilds because the amount of drama in MMO guilds is just stupid. Like it was just.
Just look at the corporations on Eve, okay? You want to know stupid?
Jeez,
just get into a corporation on Eve.
I think I was in the time I played Rift when I was in-game raiding. I was in 4 different guilds. It was usually because like people were quitting, rage quitting, not because like we failed as a guild. It's because there's drama over stupid various things.
Right.
And same thing. I come back, so I logged in yesterday for the first time in about a year, and a couple of the people I used to play with messaged me. And it's like, yes, we're all like in different guilds now because of XYZ. It was just all like crazy drama and stuff. I'm like, man, do I really want to get involved in this stuff again? But it's kind of like, I was thinking about it, right? And because what they do right now is basically to be like successful, they raid 4 nights a week, which is about normal, but it's Monday through Thursday. Well, one of those nights is obviously the All Confusion podcast.
Yep.
A buddy and I from school, we've been getting together each about once a week and playing video games. This week we played Castle Crashers, actually.
Yeah.
He was not amused by it at all.
Really?
He was into the whole like juvenile humor. What the hell? My deer is shitting poo as it runs. What is going on here?
Dude, that's the best part.
I did not find it amusing at all. And so we've been playing video games about once a week, and then I'm going to join the local CrossFit and start actually maybe getting in shape again. So it's kind of like, man, I don't know if I have time for this again. So that and I have to level up, and I hate leveling up in MMOs. I just hate it. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm probably just going to still log in like every once in a while, just kind of see what's going on. But I don't, for me, see myself like getting hardcore into it again.
Right.
What I have started doing, though, is remember I used to play Team Fortress 2 before Rift, very hardcore?
Yes.
Well, the guild I used to be with for Metafilter, they now play Thursday nights. So actually, that's usually what I do right after the podcast. Decided to go play Team Fortress 2 until I go to bed. Well, it's all the old people I used to play with in Team Fortress 2 in the guild, which is key because, like, okay, so I'm talking about drama, with Rift, right?
Right.
It was like with Metafilter Guild, also like the complete opposite approach when it came to Team Fortress 2. And basically, the motto was no drama, no bullshit. That's really what it came down to. And like the admins, they made sure it didn't happen.
Gotcha.
Because like, especially we make the stereotypical Xbox. We don't like go online and play because it's like you're a stupid gay faggot. We don't want that. Obviously, we're playing like video games because it's obnoxious. And that's when you come to FPS like Team Fortress 2. That's a pretty big deal. You don't want to be playing on a server that has that kind of crap going on.
Right.
And so, like, when you play with an established guild like that, it eliminates a lot of those issues. So it's a lot more laid back and actually fun to play on. And then another game I started playing too, it's a game called Lost Cities. It's a card game.
I know.
Have you played that before?
Yep. I played it on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, I started playing that on the PC. Basically, for those who haven't played it out there, It's basically a two-player card game. You have 5 different colors of score 3 through 10, and basically you have to play cards in a row on their own color and try to get points. And you try to beat your opponent while you're at it. It's a pretty fun two-player game. I enjoy playing it on the PC against. Actually, that's a game I'll play against people because
Mhm.
it's not like they're sitting there talking smack to you. You're just kind of playing. So
Right.
like that I can deal with. So that's what I've been playing online. Are really those 3 games. Oh, and Castle Crashers. I played that last night.
Right.
We played for a couple hours. We kind of gave up when we got to the giant cat in the water stage.
Woo!
It's good times.
All right, let's go with what Charlie's been
So what's your
playing.
list, Joe?
All right, on let's start easy. Let's start with the iOS. Currently, I'm only playing one game on the iOS. I am reviewing a game. It's called Little Red Running Hood. It is a game in which Red Riding Hood goes to visit her grandmother. The grandmother's disappeared. She hears a rumble in the kitchen, and she finds the wolf. The wolf then chases her all over the house, and unfortunately, in as the result of them running around the house, they knock over a box that should never be knocked over and open,
Oh
and it's
no.
released an ancient evil. And so I like to call these type of games runners, um, because you don't actually. The only thing you control about this character is the jump mechanism.
Hmm.
They're automatically going to run from left to right, and they
Okay.
will run into a wall if you are not careful.
Hmm.
Um, and basically, so Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, they unlock this ancient evil. It's called Darklets. Darklets, when you hit them, drain the light from the world, and if it gets too dark, you die.
Oh.
But there's also lits, which actually brighten everything up, and you're just basically trying
Yay.
to run through the level. Now, here's the weird thing, though. If it gets too dark, the wolf comes and attacks you. So the wolf, at the beginning of the game, is as scared as you are of these darklets, but somehow they like forged an alliance before the first level because now he's all about taking advantage of the world getting dark and then pouncing on you.
That's kind of creepy. I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest.
There are 30 levels, and currently I am on level 21.
What's the game called?
It's called Little Red Running Hood for iOS.
I need to check that out.
Um, Okay, so that's iOS. On the Ouya, I have just written a review of Dig. God, I love that game, but there's just way too many issues with that for me to give it a good score. So it ended up with a 6.7 out of 10. I'm kind of pissed at myself because I gave it that. I wanted to give it a higher score, but there's just something about that game that there was just enough issues to piss me off.
Hmm.
Another game I just finished is called Inferno Plus. Yeah, Inferno Plus. You'll be seeing a review of that tomorrow, and that might be all the games I'm playing on the Ouya right now. On the Xbox 360, I'm playing Darksiders 2,
Hmm.
and another game just came in. Or it might be for the PlayStation 3 though. I can't remember. Dude, I've got so many freaking games.
I've noticed, Joe.
And then for the PC,
The
I am
list goes
playing
on.
I am playing a game called Deadlight, which is a zombie survival game. That's a platformer that has it's a 2D 3D game. So you're basically navigating on the front of the screen the whole time. And so it's platformer, but you can see the depth and everything's 3D. But it's like oh gosh, what was that game on Xbox Live Arcade? Shit, I can't remember what the game was. But there's a game on Xbox Live Arcade that basically followed that exact formula. Anyway, so I'm playing that, and of course I continue to play Firefall open beta, and at some point I'm actually going to write a review about it. I won't score it, of course, because it is a beta, but you know, just how we roll. So yes, I'm trying to keep I'm trying to keep all the independent developers out there aware that we're here to review their games, and so far so good. So
Excellent. Excellent.
I want to try to show a video. I don't know if it's going to show or not, but give you 1 second. Chances are people are seeing a bunch of random stuff on my screen because this wonderful system this does not want to recognize the fact that it needs to stay on the Google Hangout page.
You can do it, yo.
Let's see. I don't know. I think I have the video. Shit, I don't even know if I have it now. After all that. Okay. Okay, real quick. GamesCon or com. Blah 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 blah. I know it doesn't give a date. Balls. Yeah, let's just nah. Whatever. All right. Jesse, of course, is playing. I have no idea what Jesse.
He's playing.
It's not Assassin's Creed. He's done with that. He's done with The Last of Us. So he's probably not playing anything. But then again, his fiance is not that big of a fan of him gaming. So.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It is truly unfortunate.
What are you drinking now? It's like chocolate milk.
Yeah, man.
Very nice.
I love my Boston Bruins cup.
Excellent. I love it. Unfortunately, they lost. That was made me sad.
Okay. Let's see here. So I've been playing the Ouya. Ouya. Okay, I have to say this right now, and I'm sure that our lovely friend here, Alt Demon, saw the same thing I did at MonsterCon.
Okay.
We displayed the Ouya to show that it is a formidable platform for independent development. What it turned into was kiddie daycare. Parents were literally leaving their kids at our table and letting them play the Ouya.
That's awesome.
There are also two punk kids who, they were like kids for like vendors.
Okay.
And the vendors, of course, have to stay with their stuff, so they would just basically unleash the kids there, and they would bug the crap out of them. They're like, oh, I want to play a game. I want to play a game. And I'm like, oh no, the Ouya overheated. It's going to be a couple hours before you can play again.
The Ouya overheated.
It didn't overheat. I mean, come on. I will say this. Sometimes on certain games, when you play with a specific controller for a certain amount of time, weird things start happening with the game. I think in my so many kids. In my opinion, I think when the controller heats up, it kind of does a little screwiness to itself.
So you need like a cooling pack for your controller.
Yeah. Well, probably for the majority of the people out there who have regular sized hands, it's probably not an issue. But I got monster hands.
So what'd you do about the horde of kids who wanted to sit there and just be babysat by your Ouya?
We basically placed Jesse out there, and he would play a game that he knew he couldn't get very far in. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll let you play in just a second. I have to beat this one level. And then, of course, if an individual who wanted to know more about the Ouya and feel how it felt, Jesse immediately would be like, here you go, have that.
Oh, nice.
And the kid's like, but I was gonna play. Right? Oh no, he's not playing. He's just looking at it real quick.
Have a sign like only 16 and older can play the Ouya.
No, the problem was all the kids wanted to play Sonic, and shoot, what was the other game?
Hey, at least they know what Sonic is.
Yeah, but it's a crap version of Sonic. I mean, come on, Sega.
Is it actually produced by Sega?
Yeah. It's so they broke Sonic 4 into 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them cost $8, so you're basically paying $16 for the whole thing.
Mm.
But here's the this is the bullshit thing that they did. So you beat the first level, okay? It pops you to a screen and says, choose any of the zones, any of the levels. So literally, you can just uh, use the final boss fight, and boom, be done. You don't have to complete any of the levels.
Interesting. It's like the cheat in Super Mario Brothers 3, where you could like find that one portal that brought you to the end of the game.
No, well, you had to find a warp whistle. This is you don't have to do shit. Just die, go
You
back
had
to
to
the
beat
main menu.
I thought you had to beat stage 1.
I don't know if you have to beat stage 1. I'm pretty sure you could probably die and be like, oh no, would you like something different? Here, have everything.
I'll have to try that out. I like having everything.
Uh, Look, I wanted a nostalgic experience. I wanted to have to fight through every single level to get to fight Dr. Robotnik. I did not, or Eggman, whatever version of the game you've got.
But couldn't you have chosen to do that?
I could, but here's the crazy ass shit part, okay? I beat the first level.
Okay.
Pops me back up. I gotta select the zone, go level 2, and then it loads in. Then when I beat that one, it pops me back up. I gotta choose the correct zone, click on level 3. There's no progression whatsoever. You have to force the progression in this game.
That's pretty weird to have to say.
Like I understand, if you've beaten specific levels, giving the option of replaying the levels for probably a better score or a better time, cool, fine, whatever. But I want that seamless effect of I beat, zone 1, level 1. Now I'm going into the second level. I want it to go immediately in there. I don't want to be thrown back to a menu.
So this means like basically Nintendo's gonna be the next Sega, where 10 years from now we're all nostalgic over like Nintendo. Get your shit together. Put out a good Mario Brother.
No. And the reason why I say that is because as long as Pokemon is around, they will still be in the business. They may not be in the console business, but they'll still be able to do handhelds.
Does Nintendo actually produce Pokemon?
I think it's an in studio or in-house studio that does it.
Oh,
And they've got an exclusive contract to.
I never played Pokemon in my life, so I don't get it.
Dude, I'll fully admit I've got 3 of the Pokemon.
I saw you paxing at PAX. You were Pokemoning it up.
Yeah, man.
I remember.
Actually, I was doing it at PAX because I think
You got to play with other people.
Yeah,
You
can.
like connect
Yeah.
with other people and get something. I just had fun playing Professor Layton, which I've missed ever since.
Speaking of Professor Layton, well, sort of Professor Layton, but at the same time, not quite.
Mhm.
An iOS game that you have to check out. I totally
Ooh.
forgot about this. I need to write a review of this coming up
Ow!
soon. It is called. Hold on, let me make sure that the volume's turned off here. One second. It's by Level 5, so that's the people behind Professor Layton. And it is called Layton Brothers Mystery Room. Pokemon X and Y are being released in October for the
Got it.
3DS.
Question for you. Going back.
Mhm.
That little red game, is it called just Red Jumping Hood? Is that it? Or is it something different?
Uno Mementos. Golly, man. So needy.
It's your fault.
Why?
If you didn't talk about it, it wouldn't be such an issue.
Tell me what the company is that makes it.
True Mobile Incorporated?
Nope, it's Lucky Fingers. Little Red Running Hood. Oh, balls. I have a Google Play game that just came out.
Oh, I see it's there. I didn't see it earlier because it's $1.99.
That's what it is. There's a Google Play game that you might want to look for. Hold on one sec, I'll find it.
Right on.
Keep talking though. I will talk to you. You will talk to me.
You're usually the rambler in the group though, so I don't. Oh, hey, I just saw Card Hunter on my email that I'm supposed to play, which I haven't touched actually since I was in Atlanta.
Dude, I haven't played that in a while either. I just haven't had any time.
Like, it's one of those games that's like fun to try out and play,
Yep,
but I just don't know if I see like the longevity in playing it.
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep.
So maybe one day, but it's also probably a game you can very much play in, you know, short spurts without having an issue.
Right. Of course, it's gonna work. Speaking of 3DS, I need to get mine back from Jesse.
Has he actually? I thought he was like all anti 3D. He was like 3D is the devil.
Well, right, he sees it as a complete gimmick, but you could turn the 3D off on the 3DS.
So you gave it a shot at least.
Well, no, he's been playing the latest Professor Layton.
Gotcha.
I think I don't know.
Yes.
The last time I saw it had Professor Layton in it.
Well, that's a quality one to at least try out and see how it is.
Yeah. Ooh, little
Ooh.
that's backwards,
What?
isn't it?
No, I see it. It's Wide Awake 666.
Okay. Well, for me, it's backwards. But Wide Awake 666. This was a MonsterCon special. It's usually $10, but I got it for $5, and I got one of the. It's like a compilation of a bunch of like different comics, and I got one of the artists to doodle in it for me.
Is it actually worth the $5?
That's not bad. I mean, it's one of those things that I could say, "Aha! I got this from MonsterCon."
Okay, I have a question for you, sir.
Shoot.
Uh, it's comic book related, so hopefully it kind of falls under the geekdom nature of video games.
Okay.
But say I want to start reading comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a damn clue where to start because there's such a huge like universe of comic books.
Oh my god, dude.
And so like I'm thinking about reading like I don't even know like where do I want to even like begin like even looking. Yeah, it seems like every time I look like in the store or online, it's just so like overwhelming. So many options.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your turn. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh hell, man, I don't even know like what to begin to look at when it comes to comic book series.
Comic books. To be honest with you, I don't really read comic books. I read graphic novels.
Mm.
So Red is phenomenal.
Is that the one that was made into a movie with like Bruce Willis and stuff?
Yes, but they took a lot of liberties with that. I mean, they
Yeah.
added basically an entire cast of characters that did not exist in the comic.
Huh.
Kick-Ass,
Yeah.
V for Vendetta. If you want to see the true V for Vendetta, which is a lot more fucked up than the actual movie. Oh my gosh, I want to say it's the Killing Joke or the Last Joke or something like that. It's a Batman one. It's what one of the newer Batman movies is slightly based on. Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight.
Yeah. I think I vaguely remember that.
Then of course Kick-Ass 2 is now out. And then of course, to be honest with you, I because of the wonders of my mom growing up, I really haven't read a comic book in a long, long time. Ever since she found one of my X-Men comic books, and she decided that Rogue was just way too out of proportion, and sent a letter to Marvel and
No way.
refused, yeah, and refused to allow me to bring any of that filth into the house. So
I
I'm a
remember collecting
webcomic
your
reader.
gaming cards of X-Men when I was a kid. And I maybe was always going for like, Rogue and Storm and
Killing Joke. That's right. That's right. Sorry.
what?
She's right. All demons said Killing Joke. That's the name of the one with the Joker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks like the Joker. Yeah.
No, it is the Joker. It doesn't look like the Joker. It is.
It is the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is another fantastic one. Of course, all the Walking Dead are supposed to be legendary. Stop being distracted by your cat.
Well, she's meowing at me. She wants my attention.
Uh-huh.
I feel bad.
Shit, I'm trying to think. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's one of the shows I need to watch because like I can get like the first season on Netflix because it's on instant view. Like
What,
I know it should.
Walking Dead?
Yeah. Like I know I should because it's such a great, phenomenal series, but I just haven't quite dived in.
My recommendation, and I'm sure that some people would get really pissed off about this because shit does go down, but watch season 1 and go straight to season 3. Don't watch season 2. Season 2 is what the reason why I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
It was kind of a letdown.
It's all about a fucking farmhouse. The first season, they're running around, they're getting away from zombies, and all of a sudden they're stuck in a farmhouse the entire season. Well,
Hmm.
almost practically the entire season.
Some television shows maybe they have a down um, season now and again.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
happens.
true. True.
I don't
I'm actually, man, your cat. Holy crap!
know.
Holy shit! Your cat is in your backpack. Holy crap! Woo!
That's actually pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, see, all Demon knows what I'm talking about. The second season was too much. It was very drama. Okay. Um, the only thing now she's just knocking shit off.
She's
Uh,
just,
the only thing important about it is it introduces important characters. To be honest with you, since I left the series after season 2, I don't know what the important characters are. Sir, there's a cat in your bag. Yeah. Um. Oh god, now he's taking pictures.
Okay. Hopefully she doesn't like break the door or fall off and die.
How the hell is that small little cat gonna break the door?
Actually, the other day, so on one of my other shelves,
Uh-huh.
um, it's actually about a foot higher than that right now. I had, some of those really sturdy cub boxes on top of the shelf.
Hmm.
I was thinking to myself, oh, she likes boxes. I can just put it up here and it'll be fine, right?
Hmm.
So I come home one day. What's the first thing she does? She's like, hey, look at me. I learned how to jump in the box up on the shelf. The next thing that happens, whoop, just stumbles over the box. I felt kind of bad because it was like a 7 foot drop. But, like a cat, just kind of get out and just kind of look at me like, oh, that was fun. So, whatever.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to eat my hat. That's what she's trying to eat
Oh
now.
my god, that ancient hat.
She cannot eat the hat. That's like off limits.
God, it's old.
I know. It's
I
about 20
think
years
I
old.
think you had that hat the first time I ever met you.
It's about 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a part of me. It's part of my flesh. It's molded to my head.
All right, Zealeus. Now that we have an audience and I've got you on video and we're recording, so it's being
Are you
recorded.
pregnant again?
No, I'm not pregnant.
Maybe it's
Zealeus.
time for a very big announcement.
Well, first of all, my sister's about to pop in any minute.
Yeah, I kind of figured that from the pictures. I was like, wow, It seems
Yeah.
like she's been pregnant for a while to start with. I'm like,
9 months. That's a wow.
is she the full 9 months? Is she full term?
She's 4 days shy.
Okay,
Full
yeah.
term.
Okay.
Anyways, Zealeus, now that I have you here and we've got an audience, so I've got somebody who can verify this, I need you to make a promise that you're going to continue to help do Alter Confusion stuff.
I do every Thursday night at 7 o'clock my time.
I need you to start reviewing some stuff or posting some news.
I will make my best effort. How's that?
Attaboy.
All right.
Now I know that we're over the hour mark, so we probably need to wrap this up. So Zealeus can go to Team Fortress, and I can start editing this video, and then of course, um, shit, there's something else I have to do tonight.
Feed your baby.
Grilly the cheese for Piazza games? I've never heard of that iOS game. Grilly the cheese for Grilly the cheese. an iOS game. I've never heard of that game.
Can't say I have either. I don't really know a whole lot of iOS games. I mean, hell, I just figured out that sorry, what's the game called?
Hmm.
Temple Run existed last week. I found out.
Oh dear Jesus, dude, that's been out forever.
I know. I understand this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a great game.
Yeah.
And yes, now I'm like years behind the pace. I get that. I'm okay with this fact.
Right. So we have unfortunately gone over the hour mark, so we need to wrap this up very, very soon. But I do want to say one thing, because unfortunately, because Jesse was not available this evening, Jesse's going to try to make it up to you, the viewing audience of Alter Confusion. And I'm sorry, Zealeus, but you're probably busy this weekend. But he's going to do a broadcast. We're going to talk about MonsterCon and probably some of the panels that the two panels we gave. And then we'll go from there. And then hopefully, maybe, possibly, we can convince him to actually utilize his computer for things other than Facebook and actually write some of the reviews of all the games we're playing.
I like it. Very nice.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I think we've reached the end of this broadcast. Of course, we will be. Well, no, that's not right. Next Thursday, we're going to do a split broadcast. We are going to be doing an early one with Zealeus, and then I'm going to try to get Jesse involved in the regular 8 o'clock slot, so that we can continue to have that broadcast. If Jesse cannot make it, I will try to find a replacement host, a guest, to chime in, so that we, of course, will keep the 8 o'clock thing going strong. Is there any other housekeeping that you would like to talk about, Zealeus?
No, I can think off the top of my head.
All right. All right. Well, a special thanks to All Demon for actually signing into the chat and chatting us up. It's always good to actually have people.
Person.
Well, no, it's refreshing to actually have someone who actually wants to have a conversation and not just watch the video. I can't tell you how many times I run into people like, oh yeah, I watched your broadcast. I had some questions. Then why didn't you ask them? Oh, I didn't want to bother you. But that's what it's for. We want audience participation. It's the same logic behind, oh yeah, I read that great article that you wrote on your website. Okay, did you have any thoughts about it? Oh, absolutely. You didn't leave a comment on it. Well, yeah, I didn't think it was going to be worth anything.
Oh.
All right, so real quick, one more time. Next Tuesday, I am doing a interview with Alex North of Falchion Games. They are the makers of Go to Hell Dave. I believe that game is still in beta. But I will sit him down, talk to him about all of the awesomeness that's happening in his game. It is a point-and-click adventure game. You play the part of Dave. You and your girlfriend Sharon are in a car driving home when you accidentally crash the car. When you awake, you have been transported to an unknown place, i.e. hell. And Sharon is gone. Now, you must explore hell to find Sharon and figure out what the hell is going on, because apparently Satan has also left hell, and now hell is in complete chaos.
So hell is not in complete chaos when Satan's there. Interesting idea.
Yeah. Anyways, so look out for that interview, and then of course I am trying to get some of the local developers to do some interviews, and the next Atlanta or the next Georgia Game Developers Association meetup is August the I got a sheet on the calendar here. August the 15th, I believe. That's going to be at the Art Institute of Decatur. Very nice. Now I might but I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. But I'm going to try to see if on Monday, the 5th of August, if everything looks awesome, then I might actually scoot up to Athens to attend the Athens chapter meeting of the Georgia Game Developers Association, where
Go dogs!
where there's a gentleman by the name of Josh Clark who's showing
Mhm.
off his game. He started a studio called Crosspad Studios. He was nice enough to show me one of the very early prototypes of his game at MomoCon, and I'm very interested to see how far he's gotten. Now, of course, if I can't get up to Athens, I'm going to try to reach out to him and set up a Google Hangout interview. And that, of course, will be live as well as videoed because that's just how we do shit here.
I like it.
All right. Well, once again, thanks, Alt Demon, for actually chiming in and chit chatting with us. Zealeus, thank you for your time once again. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.